Hello, welcome back to the woods. Now I'm going to get the kettle on. When I've done that, we are going to talk big knives. This is an MOD survival knife. It's designed to chop, to split, to dig, to fight. Pretty much everything can be done with this one tool. Pry open ammo boxes, chop down small trees, get fires going. It is a very heavy duty bit of kit. Made from top quality materials in Sheffield. This one is made by J. Adams, as I said, in Sheffield. It's got a carbon steel blade that is over 1/4 of an inch thick. It's got hardwood handles, which I think are Babinga. It's also got these big copper rivets. There's no chance of this breaking or falling apart, or the handle coming off, or the rat tail tang busting, because this is basically a bit of railway line with a couple of bits of wood stuck on either side. It is built to take some abuse. It comes with a leather sheath, which is basic, but the actual quality of the knife itself, well, it is very, very good quality. As I said, top class materials, designed to an MOD spec, popular with Royal Marines, SF guys working up in Norway and cold climates, the sort of place where you're going to need to be able to get a fire going, or strip shelter poles, or take down small pine trees. This is what it's designed to do. That, and hack your way out of helicopters or hack the arm off an opponent. It is a big, brutal bit of kit. Now that quality doesn't come cheap. Years ago when I bought one of these, it didn't cost 78 quid, which is what they do nowadays. And I think I paid about 35-40 quid from Arctis for one years ago with an Arctis sheath, which was much better than the issue sheath. You can get some very good add-ons for these nowadays. There's a company called Modkit who not only sell these knives over on Etsy, but they also sell a top quality leather sheath too. When you get it, well, it comes with the standard factory edge, which is okay. It's got a sort of double bevel on it, so you've got the main bevel, you've then got a secondary bevel, which is quite rough, but I think what it's designed to do, it's not designed to be shaving sharp, it's designed to hack through things, to dig things. Everything on this is set up for practicality. It is a proper survival knife. This is a clone, made probably in China. It looks the same, it's the same size, the shape of the handle is the same. This one's got some sort of black fibre handle material. The blade is not quite as recessed into the handle. It actually feels slightly comfier. The grind on it, well, although the blade is fractionally thinner, this one is about 1/4 of an inch. The actual grind on it, upon closer inspection, is a hollow grind. So obviously it's just been put between two big sharpening wheels. to produce a very quick, very sharp edge. It's quite a fine edge, which is odd on a survival knife because, well, survival knife's going to be used for all sorts of stuff, and you want a robust edge, a bit like the other one. Weight wise, well, the MOD survival knife comes in at about 679 grams. This one comes in about 520 grams, so there's quite a considerable weight difference. This one comes with nylon sheath, which seems very, very adequate. It certainly seems fairly safe. It suffers with the same problem as the actual MOD sheath in that it does that. It doesn't actually hold it particularly secure. The MOD one, exactly the same. The mod kit one corrects that, and it's a much better quality product. Now, there's a thing about these two knives, and that thing is, well, they're not mine. A mate of mine bought both of them, and what he wondered was, well, this one's £78, this one's £28. Is there 50 quid's worth of difference in the performance of the two knives? So what I thought I'd do is I'll give them a little test out, just the sort of things you're likely to use one of these for. So things like chopping down a small tree, maybe splitting some wood, and just generally seeing if there is 50 quid's worth of difference of performance in the two. So the first test, batten through some hardwood. Now these bits of ash, they're dead standing, just take them down. I'm going to batten through these, they're both about the same size, and we'll see how they compare. So there you go, they both split wood pretty much the same. Next thing I want to do is I want to test the point on this, just to make sure it doesn't snap. So I'm going to split that wood down again, but I'm just going to use the tip of the knife. So again, actually not that much difference in the two. What I thought I'd have a go at next, well, now I'll split the wood down, see if we can make a feather stick out of them. So for the genuine one, you could do it, but it was hard work. Now we'll try the Chinese one, see if that fares any better. So the clone fared slightly better, but that's because of that hollow ground edge. Interesting. Now with both of these knives, I haven't sharpened them. This is exactly as they came. And my other experiment I did with this was chopping down a small tree. I chopped down a dead standing birch. And I know I see people battening into bits of fallen tree. That's not that realistic. In reality, what you're probably going to be doing is taking down a dead standing tree. So you need to be able to take it down in that position. Probably not using a batten, you're literally just going to be swinging it. Hence why I've put wrist loops on both of these. The weight of these, you do need that extra bit of security, plus it allows you to hold it right at the end of the handle to give you that really good chopping action. Now in that one, this one did cut that bit deeper, but again that was because of that edge. This one didn't. This one, however, because of the weight, to make life a little bit easier, it chopped much better. Now the question was, is there 50 quid's worth of difference in the performance? Well yes, the MOD knife has a much more solid feel to it. It's not the most comfortable thing to use in the world. I think my old one, I shaved the handle down, wrapped it with braided nylon, taped fishing hooks to it and rolled a bit of cricket bat rubber covering over the top of it just to make it a little bit more grippy and a little bit more comfortable. It is a heavy duty bit of kit, and if you're using it in the long term, then probably yeah, you get what you pay for if you're using it long term. However, this, if you want something for an emergency use, then this might be quite a good option. At less than £30, it's very durable, it very works, and but that's only if that's what you're looking for. So I've done all the things that you would do with these, apart from dig, but you can dig with pretty much anything. I've done the chopping, I've done the splitting. In use, well, the Chinese copy was lighter to use. That hollow ground did make it sink in better while you were chopping. The MOD one, much more solid, and it did actually cut slightly quicker. Not because it was sharper, and you can sharpen them up. As I recall, not that easy to sharpen, but it can be done. And when you get an edge on them, they do hold an edge. The Chinese one, still got the same edge that it arrived with. It doesn't appear to have blunted down any. Neither of them do, to be honest. They both could do with a proper sharpen. Is there 50 quid's worth of difference in the performance of the two? Well, in the long term, if you want something that you're going to use for years and years, go for the MOD knife. If you want something for an emergency kit, go for that Chinese one. 50 quid's worth of difference. You could put them in several bug out bags. How much are you actually going to use them? One little point that I did note, the MOD knife comes in at 679 grams, which is fairly heavy. Now, for that 679 grams, what you could instead carry is this, the cold steel tomahawk and an open L pruning saw. No chopping, because that's the big thing with the big knife thing. You either get on with them or you don't. I had mine for a few years, and to be frank, well, I was doing a lot of chopping because back then we didn't carry pruning saws. I found them really hard work to use, and I ended up going over to an axe. And so for me, the better option would be a lightweight tomahawk and a pruning saw. I can do an awful lot more with that than I can with those. And yeah, I can't dig with them, but I can make a very effective digging stick. So pay your money, make your choice, I guess. So there you go, two survival knives compared. Both reasonable bits of kit. This one, it's a good bit of kit, but you pay for it. This one, in an emergency, yeah, not bad. If you enjoyed this video, then remember, hit that thumbs up button, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. Down below in the description box, I'll put links to Mod Kit where you can get this, and to, I think it was Combat UK where this one came. I'll also put the link for the Mod Kit sheath for one of these, which is a massive upgrade on the actual issue job. Also down there in that description box is a link to my Etsy shop. Over there you will find my Etsy patches, sorry, my Greencraft patches, and there'll be a few other bits besides coming up to. I think that's everything. I've been Neil, slightly soggy Neil, and until next time, stay safe in the woods.